Hi, I'm Linda Bertaut. I want to tell you a little bit about myself so you can understand who I am and why I do what I do. I am a chakra psychic, a Reiki master teacher, and an award-winning holistic esthetician. My journey began many, many years ago. I was raised in the military. My dad joined the Air Force, and I got to see the world. It was pretty incredible. You really get a chance to see how different people live, and I think it was the best education I could have had. Now, we did move 30 times by the time I was 18. So most people would find that traumatic in itself because you really don't have a chance to grow any roots. But I am still fortunate to have some very good friends from my childhood that I was able to maintain friendships with. And that's made a complete difference in my life. Now, I had my mother did not do so well with all the moves, and she suffered from depression. And when I turned 12, she was going through her worst bouts of depression. And I caught her attempting to take her own life twice when I was 12. And I tell you, it changed my world. I really had no idea. I just knew I had to save my mom somehow. So I made it my job to make her happy and to keep her alive. But no matter what I did, it didn't work. Could not make her happy. And it was really tough because I wanted her to be a happy person. I didn't want her to die. So after my 13th birthday, my mom tricked me to leave the house. All the red flags were there. But she promised me that she would be home when I got back. And she didn't keep her promise. That day, that incident changed my whole life. And that's when I started suffering from my own bouts of depression. I didn't have depression before, but then I started to suffer because I felt guilty. I felt like I should have been there. I should have been able to save her. And that drove me crazy. So I suffered for years from bouts of depression, not constant depression, but bouts of it. And it became really bad when I was 30. And I can remember the day that I sat on my couch with my half-written suicide note to make the decision. I looked to the left. Do I join my mom? I look to the right. Do I choose another path? And I hear a little voice in my right ear that said, no, don't do it. In that moment, I got hope and I chose to live. But I knew I had to heal from depression because I was not going to continue living my life with depression. And that's when I really started my healing journey. I didn't know what to do. I was in the depths of probably the worst depression of my life, but I knew I had to get out of that depression. And I'm a determined person. So once I set my sights on something, once I have some clarity on something, I'm going to keep going until I figure it out. It took a few years, but it was Reiki that saved my life. I mean, I tried everything. I did talk therapy, group therapy. I lived in the San Francisco Bay Area. I tried all kinds of different holistic and healing things. But it wasn't until I took my first Reiki course and I met my Reiki master teacher that I learned that I had a broken spirit. I had to heal my spirit. And that healed so much of the other things that I had going on. Now, I still have mood swings, but I don't have that debilitating depression. I have a sense of self. I have direction. I have purpose in my life. And that's what we all need. You know, my mom lost her identity. And when she lost her identity, she lost her will to live. And there's so many things that became obvious to me when I started my healing process, because I learned a lot about life from her death. And at some point, I'm going to share those stories because they're pretty powerful. But right now, I just want you to get a sense of who I am and why and what my why is. Because we're going on 54 years that my mom's been gone, and it still hurts. You know, you can heal yourself, but you think, what would life have been like had she lived? You know, you think about what could have been. I don't want other people to go through that. If they have a chance, if they want to live, if they want to choose to live, I want to be able to help. So I healed myself from depression, and I was in the beauty industry, and I still am somewhat in the beauty industry. But after 9/11 happened, I saw the whole world in a state of depression. And that's when spirit spoke to me and they said, you have a solution for depression. Why don't you start teaching people how to heal themselves from depression? And I'm like, yes, I can do that. So in October of 2001, I went to my Reiki master teacher, got my Reiki master training, and started teaching Reiki later that month. So it's been over 20 years now that I've been teaching Reiki, and I've been able to develop a lot of my systems. But really, what makes me unique is that I teach you how to heal yourself from whatever it is that ails you. Is it constant mental chatter, negative self-talk, doubting yourself, anxiety, depression? I really learned that depression is more a condition of the spirit than a disease of the mind. And if you can heal your spirit, you really have a much better sense of who you are and why you're here. So that's my why. And the how is take my courses, get a reading with me, learn about yourself. And my favorite thing is my Heal the Healer program, because that's where I work with you one-on-one. And it's the online mentoring program. People come to me that are broken. And by the time they're done with the program, like within 30 to 60 days, their life is completely transformed. And I'm so proud of my students for what they've been able to create in their lives. They've been able to leave jobs that they hated and start their own business full time and have flourishing businesses. They've been able to heal things that have been ingrained in them for years or decades. And they're able to have a new outlook on life. Go to my Heal the Healer page on my website, and you'll see the testimonials there. I also have testimonials on my Intro to Energy Healing with Reiki Level 1. You can see the testimonials there as well. If you want to have a better outlook on yourself, if you want to feel really happy to get up in the morning and have something to look forward to, I can help you with that. So that's my story at this point. And now I've been teaching Reiki for over 20 years. I have been in the beauty industry since 1986. And I have been a speaker and an author in the beauty industry. I have pretty much stopped doing the trade shows now, but I am updating my chapter in the esthetician textbook. So that's my contribution, on wellness therapies for estheticians, because I am the person that they usually go to for Reiki and gemstone therapy and chakras and all of that. So I'm starting my YouTube channel now, really focusing on this to help you guys heal yourself and feel better about yourselves and your lives. Okay? I hope I can help you. Sign up for a reading or a class with me. All right. Mwah. Bye for now.